Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. My name is Juliet. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I made this lovely Ankara top. If you're interested, please keep on watching. Here I have my fabric is folded into two using the biggest measurement I'm working with, which is my hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 5 inches. And then for the length, I took off 7 inches and then I marked the remaining length of the top plus extra 2 inches of allowance. So it's 7 inches off. And here I am marking the shoulder to bust measurement with my tape still placed at that 7 inches off. So I'm marking the shoulder to nipple measurement and then the shoulder to the under bust measurement all across, and then I will use my ruler to connect the points together. This piece we are marking now is the front piece. So if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, kindly click on the subscribe button below. It's absolutely free. Thank you so much. So after connecting these lines now, next we're going to mark the nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 plus half inch of allowance. So I'm working with 9 inches divided by 2, that is 4.5 plus half inch, making it 5. So I marked 5 inches all the way down, and then I connected with a ruler, as you can see. On this under bust point, I'm marking 1.5 inch. I'm going to connect that down to the hem of the top, and then on this other side I will mark half inch in and connect to the bust point. Next we're going to make a curve from that under bust to the bust point. On the upper part we're going to mark 1 inch out and then half inch in, like so. Then we'll connect both points to the bust point. So that is it for the front. The neck is square, so we're not going to be shaping it in any way. I will also be shaping the armhole much later. So I just made a notch on the center front so we don't mix it up unless we are cutting like so. So this is it for the front piece for now. We're going to cut lining pieces for it and also padding later on. So for the back piece, we have the bust measurement divided by 4 plus extra 5 inch, which is what is here on fold. And then we are taking 7 inches off again, but for the length we are stopping on the half length plus 1 inch. Next I marked 1.5 inch for zip allowance all the way down. I connected that with a ruler, and then I'm going to locate 11 inches down. I marked 9 here, but I changed it to 11, which is 1 inch above your bust point. So I went in by half inch on the hem side and I connected in a slant to that 11 inch point. This is to help eliminate the zip bulge a bit. So next I'm marking the dart point, which I used 5 inches just like the front. We're going to make that notch, and then on the zip line, from the zip line now we're going to mark the shoulder measurement divided by 2 and then take out 1.5 inch. Then we are marking the armhole, which is 3 inches, and then I marked the same shoulder divided by 2 minus 1.5. Next, from that zip line again, I marked the bust measurement and we're going to use that to curve the armhole. That's it. Next we are cutting. We're going to take out this slant and then open up the back piece, and then we will cut out the armhole, and that is it for the front. So we're going to cut lining pieces for both the back and the front pieces. Here you have it. My lining piece for the front is shorter by 1 inch. So both the side pieces and the center front pieces, their linings are shorter by 1 inch. I've also ironed my wadding on the front pieces like so. If you don't know how to cut out your pad, I have a video. I will link it down below and also somewhere on the screen. So we are going to go join the front pieces starting from the down part. We are going to place right sides together and sew. We'll do the same thing for the lining. And then for the back, we are going to mark the dart. So first we are marking a new zip line. Since we took out half inch, we are going to replace that half inch, which is going to be our new zip line. And then the dart is going to be 1 inch above the bust point. So my bust point is 12 inches. 1 inch above that is 11. So still placing my tape 7 inch off, you just mark 11 inches down and then mark your dart. The dart I'm working with is 5 inches. So here is the front piece I have joined and ironed, and this is what it's looking like. Next, we're going to place the lining over it on the right side and then go sew the upper part and the lower part. For the back piece, this is the dart here. We have sewn and ironed. So next I'm going to mark from the zip line, mark quarter of the waist measurement I'm working with, which is 9 inches, and then mark an extra 2 inches for allowance. So I'm going to measure all the way there to the end. I have about 13 inches. We are going to use that measurement to cut out a 720 degrees flare. So that 13 for both the back pieces, we have 26. So 26, we're going to divide that by 2 and then divide the answer by 6.28 to cut out the 720 degrees flare. I have a video on that too on the channel, and I will also link it down below. So now we are marking out the flare pieces. I folded my fabric in such a way that I will cut the two all at once. So the length of the flare is going to be the remaining length of your top. So I'm working with a length of 25 and I've already cut out half length of 18. So we're going to calculate the length by subtracting 18 from 25 and then adding extra 1 inch for allowance. Just watch the video on how to cut 720 degrees flare and you will understand what I'm doing here. Next, I'm going to go cut lining pieces for this flare and then medium weight gum stay for both the main fabric and the lining. Here I am going to go sew this part like so and then round the peplum using ½ inch. After that, this is what we have. I'm going to place the flare on top of the back piece, stopping where the measurements we marked, including the seam allowance. We're going to just stop there, not pin all the way in, and then we'll leave ½ inch on the zip allowance side so we're able to turn the lining over it. This is it. The lining is on top of the right side. We're going to join the zip side and then the neck side, and also join the flare to the lower half. This is the front piece I've sewn and turned with the lining, and then this is the back piece, the two back pieces. I've sewn them and we have turned them out. So I'm going to go add a zip right now at the back like so. After that, I will join the front and the back pieces together. Here I'm folding the front piece into two. I'm going to be marking the measurement starting from that -7. I will mark the half length I'm working with, and then up here I will mark the bust measurement divided by 4 like so, and then I will mark the waist measurement divided by 4 down here, and then the hip measurement divided by 4 at this point. Using my ruler now, I'll connect both points together and then I will turn it to the opposite side and do the same thing. I'm blending that point so that I do not have sharp corners. So here again, I'm going to be repeating the same thing, placing my tape from -7 and then marking the half length point. And then I will mark quarter of the hip measurement down here and quarter of the waist measurement on this half length line, and then quarter of the bust measurement up here. Next, we're going to place both the front and the back pieces right sides facing each other, and we will take those to the machine and sew. I'm also going to blend this corner so it's not so sharp. So this is the back piece now. I have added a zip as you can see. Now I'm going to place them right sides together. I am matching the midpoint of the back piece to the midpoint of the front piece, and then down to the sides like so, just so that everything is aligned. Next, we're going to arrange the back piece. I'm using my pins to hold them together before we will go and sew. So we're going to go sew on those lines like that, after which I trimmed down the seam allowances to about 1 inch, and I also used the back piece now to trim out the front armhole on both sides. So we're going to turn it to the right side now and give it a good press, and also fold in the seam allowance and top stitch them. As you'll see it in a minute, sorry. So we're going to iron the side seams so that everything is smooth and clean. Then we're going to go fold that in and tack down. Here now we are working on the sleeve. I have my fabric here. It's folded using the entire width of Ankara, and then the length is 17 inches. So my actual length is 10 and I added extra 7 inches to that. Next we're going to go fold the upper part and also fold the down part to form casings for our elastic later on. After that, I did a bit of Canadian smoking. So I'm marking 2 inches, 2 inches apart all the way like so. And then I will do the same thing here, like all over the fabric. Connect with my ruler. And then we are going to mark 2 inches lines again on the upper part. You will see that. So here again we're marking 2 inches. So I need squares that are 2 inches each. I will do that and connect. We're going to do the same thing for the entire front piece. And please note that these markings are done on the wrong side. So we're going to keep marking these lines all over this entire piece, including the second slip piece. After that, we are going to do slants like so. Leave one space and slant again, leave another space and slant. Then we'll leave one whole row and then slant again in the opposite direction. So each slant will leave a space and slant again, and then when we are done, we'll leave an entire row and then slant again. So we're going to repeat this same pattern on the whole wrong side of the slip pieces, two of them. After that, we are going to tack. So we'll pick one end of the slant and then the other end of the slant as well, and then tack together with needle and thread. We'll keep doing the same thing. Pick one end of the slant and then pick the other end like so, just tiny, and then sew, not very well, and then continue. So we'll be doing this on the entire slip piece, both of the slip pieces actually. And it's good to be careful because you can easily miss one slant and it will affect the appearance of the smoking at the end of the day. So if you are yet to like this video, please click on the like button. Thank you so much. So before oh, before doing the smoking, I was supposed to cut out the armhole because it's easier to do that. So I'm going to be doing that now, and I'll also place the other piece again. I think I ended up taking off the stitches and cutting the armhole before I went back to continue, because after doing this now it's going to be more difficult to trim off the armhole. So here is it. Now that everything is done, this is the pattern that we got. Next we are going to add elastic pieces to the upper part and also to the lower part. So I added 9 inches to the lower part of the sleeve and then 8 inches to the upper part. Using a safety pin, I'm going to insert the elastic through like so. I'm going to pin this other side so that it stays in place while we continue. We're going to do the same thing on the upper part. So getting to this side, we're going to hold with a pin again and then insert the one on the upper part. We're going to repeat the same thing, put it in and then use a pin to hold one end while you continue passing it through. And then when you get to the other side, you put in another pin to hold the elastic in place. So after that, we are going to fold this sleeve piece into two right sides together and we are going to go join using 1 inch. After that, this is what we have. We're going to now join it to the main blouse, matching the side seams, and then we'll pin to this other side and go sew using 1/2 inch. After that, this is the final outcome. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the likes, thank you for the shares. If you haven't done so, please click on the like button, leave a comment below if you have any question, share with your friends that might need it, and I will see you in my next video. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you, bye.